Alright, welcome back everyone. So in today's episode we're going to be taking a look at Voyager, which is a crypto app where they recently announced bankruptcy. And so we'll be going over a few articles to see how people have been impacted by the Voyager collapse. And the first article we'll be taking a look at is a user that's lost potentially millions from the Voyager app. And so one user, referred to as Robert throughout the article, stated that he put 6 figures on Voyager, representing 70% of his life savings. Since the bankruptcy filing, a lot of individuals have their crypto assets locked into the crypto exchange. At the beginning of July, Voyager froze trade-in deposits, withdrawals, and any rewards. They mentioned that one of their borrowers, which is known as Three Arrows Capital, they failed to repay a substantial loan, but at the time this was listed as temporarily. Of course, since that announcement, we're aware that they have declared bankruptcy. And so as investors out there, you have the right to decide how much you're going to allocate into the likes of crypto or more sensible options out there. But this user named Robert allocated 70% of his life savings as a 6-figure number. Now this individual has been investing for the last 6 years. To what extent is unclear, but as stated in the article, we can see that he never would have used the Voyager app if he was aware that the firm was going to lend out customer funds to hedge funds. As quoted, "I had no idea that Voyager would be lending customers USDC out to a hedge fund. Had I known that it would be possibly lent out, I probably would have just kept it in cash in my safe." Now I feel like that latter part of the statement is highly unlikely. If you've been an investor for the last 6 years, you won't be keeping cash on hand. But the former is true. It's sometimes unclear what these companies are doing, whether they're lending money out to other hedge funds or to other users in general. In the event that someone defaults or is unable to pay, then that can have detrimental repercussions going forwards. Now we have the likes of Scott Milker, who talks about crypto on their YouTube channel, and he claims to have 7 figures worth of funds stuck on Voyager. He stated that he is out of millions of dollars and was embarrassed about being overexposed to Voyager, despite often talking about risk management and protecting your assets. We see this quite often as well, and myself included. If you look at the likes of Trading 212, that's where the large amount of my portfolio is. Of course there's insurance protection available, but when the time comes and these companies become bankrupt, there is a long-winded process when trying to receive some of that money. But in the space of crypto, the moment the companies are bankrupt, it's more probable than not that that money is going to be hard to receive. We never want to see these companies become bankrupt, or any influencer out there knowing that that individual put their own money into the account means that they have skin in the game. There can always be examples where people are receiving money but they don't actually use the platform, so that's something to be aware of in general. But as Scott mentioned, I understand that people make their own decisions, but they wouldn't have even thought about it had I not brought Voyager to their attention. And frankly, that's worse than losing my own money. And so obviously it's unfortunate, but this is the risk that we have with these types of YouTube channels. It's very tempting to be overexposed, but the moment that we see these applications struggling, that's when we have the regret. It's only natural. In terms of next steps for Voyager, the firm's executives have outlined intentions to first reorganize the business into a new entity, and then repay users via a combination of crypto, proceeds from the Three Arrows Capital, and then any Voyager tokens and common shares in the newly reorganized company firm. Now it's unclear whether this will result in full compensation to all users. That's something that I'm happy to follow up on in a new video in the future. And so let me know in the comments below, have you been impacted by the collapse of Voyager? And equally, if you want to see a follow-up and see the next steps that Voyager takes, let me know in the comments as well, and I'll be happy to provide a follow-up. Now that's all from me this week. Thanks for all those new subscribers out there. New videos are posted each week for those unaware, but thanks again, and with that said, I'll catch you in the next one.
I know I shut you out. I'm scared of thinking out loud. We did it, we built this, something